Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to track cross-country coach Conor Holt. He is fresh off of leading the men's team to a second consecutive national title in the NAIA. And Coach, you had some wet and windy conditions out there in Kansas this last week. And what was the key to running successfully?
You know, it was a lot of things that I think that you can't really pinpoint one thing, but I think, you know, the boys race, last year the boys raced first, and this time around they switched it every other year, so the boys raced after the girls. So as the weather went on in the morning, it rained a lot on Friday and it softened the course up, and then the wind started picking up on Saturday morning, right when the women's race was finishing. So it was good old cross-country weather to test the soul, you could say, but you know, I think, you know, our race plan all along was to just get out and have a good performance, and the weather didn't really slow down the group or the conditions, to be honest. So yeah.
You ended up with 5 All-American runners, and 3 of those guys are now 2-time All-Americans.
Yeah.
Talk about their performances.
Yeah, you know, I have a group right now that are very dedicated, very focused, and I couldn't say anything, you know, they're just great kids to work with, and to have 5 guys make All-American, we went 3rd, 5th, 13th, 18th and 21st in the race, was really, really good. And you know, these are kids who dedicated themselves, and you know, I talk all the time about just taking care of the little things, and they really dedicated themselves over the last 12 to 14 weeks of, you know, getting good rest. And you know, you look at every weekend in college life, you know, kids are going out and partying every weekend, and these kids, they just dedicated themselves to just, you know, looking after themselves, and yeah, I was very proud of the group on Saturday. Yeah, so.
I understand you may have created a little bit of an advantage for yourself by wearing different singlets in the race. Talk about that.
Yeah, last year we used a ton of Vaseline, and this year what we decided to do was the weather conditions very dreary out there, so I knew other teams would be looking for the blue singlet with the big white O, and so we decided to go with a grey silver singlet with a small blue O, and it kind of confused some teams, I think, and it worked to our advantage. Even in the first mile I couldn't even find them. And but you know, at 3 miles, you know, it was one of those things where they just came through, and they definitely, there was a few eye-opening coaches looking at me and thinking, you know, this guy, what other tricks does he got up his sleeve? But they did a great job, yeah. So.
Your women's team also posted their best finish at the national tournament. Talk about their performance.
Yeah, you know, just like the guys, they really listened to the race plan, and we were ranked 20th going in. And the great thing about this women's team is that they're young, good leadership, and we got them all coming back next year. So we're pretty excited to kind of see how they do next year. I think top 10 is definitely on the cards for the women, and you know, I think just looking at their attitude and looking how much success that the guys have, I think it just spurs them on and gets them motivated here for the winter. So yeah.
Talk about the course, Rimrock Farms.
Yeah.
What's unique about that course?
You know, it's just a very through cross-country course, and you know, you look at a lot of courses around the country. Some courses are flat, some courses are very fast, and this course is just got a little bit of everything. It has the flat, it has the hills, it has the running down, you know, through the trees and stuff. So it's a very unique cross-country course in that fact. And then, you know, you look at the athlete that will do well there, I think it's a very strength type athlete, and that's what we build our program around. It's a very strength orientated program where, you know, you're running a lot of miles, and you just kind of like, and I've said this before, but there's no real waste of talent in our group. We're very focused and very dedicated, and they're a good bunch to coach, and it was fun to see both teams come away and do what they did on Saturday at Rimrock Farm. Yeah, so.
Well, it's not over. You have the indoor track season coming up. Several All-Americans returning there. What are the expectations going forward in that event?
Yeah, you know, indoor track starts in January 1st, and you know, I know a few of the kids have already visited with me about their races, and I was like, you know, let's just take a break here. Let's just enjoy this, and you know, take a breather here, and we'll get together before winter break here opens up, and get together and maybe have a good chat about the thing. But yeah, they're you know, when you create an environment and the culture that I've created here, it's really exciting to see that they're just hungry now, and they're continuing to be hungry, because it's there's an old saying, it's tough to stay at the top, but this group has definitely taken that challenge on, and they're just you know, they're looking forward to the indoor season and see what that throws at us. Yeah.
Your strength last year in the indoor season was the relay teams. Yeah. Talk about what are the keys and what are the aspects of success in the relay?
You know, the relays are exciting just for the fact that, you know, it's one of the last events, and you know, and sometimes it comes down to a team title being won, and you know, you have a 4x4, you have a 4x8, and you have a distance medley relay, which consists of a 1200 leg, an 800 leg, a 400 leg, and a mile leg. So and the great thing about the relays is that you can double kids up, you can run them on a relay, and they can run an individual event. And with our group, because they're so strong aerobically, they can do that. So we're excited. You know, they ran pretty well in the relays last year, and yeah, sure, you know, we'll get after it indoors and see what happens. Yeah. So
this is your second consecutive cross-country title on the men's side. Mm-hmm. What are the keys to repeating, and how difficult is it to repeat?
You know, I think it just comes down to just recruiting. It comes down to having administration and university that supports you, and that's what we're all about here. We're constantly, you know, between myself and Coach Aguera, we've signed 6 kids already for next year, and the goal is we're going to have a huge recruiting class, and that's the key, is just keep on bringing kids in that want to be part of something. And I told the boys on Friday night, I said, you know, we're creating a dynasty here, and you're part of that. You're the first team to do this, and you're setting the stepping stones now for everyone else to follow. So you know, so we're excited, and we'll just, you know, keep on plugging away here and just keep on winning. So.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Talking to track cross-country coach Conor Holt. Men's team just won their second consecutive cross-country title. Doesn't stop here. Indoor season starts at the beginning of 2015, and you can follow that on OCUsports.com.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Learn more at NAIA.org.